Hello.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Welcome back to the waiting room.
Who are you?
I was going to say, I'm Rachel. Who are you?
I'm Ante.
And we're still introducing ourselves, just in case you don't know. We are two people who live in Hiroshima, Japan.
Mm.
And today's topic is very apt for that because it's
Perfect day for it, right?
Today's topic is surviving Japanese summers.
It's hot out there, people.
It's, what, like 35? Feels like 38.
Feels like more than that to me. That'd be about right.
It's brutal. Yesterday, Kake, which is in the northern part of the prefecture, clocked in a scorching 39.1.
Weak. They couldn't crack the 40. Come on.
It's the highest temperature they've ever recorded in Hiroshima.
Okay.
Yeah. Hiroshima's never actually broken 39 before, so that's the first time anywhere in the prefecture did it. It was also the hottest place in all of Japan.
Damn.
So, it's really hot outside.
Melting, man.
So how do you survive in the humidity and the heat in Japanese summer? Well, we're going to let you know. And why should you listen to us? What credentials do we have? Well, for me, other than living in Japan for 17 years, 2 years ago, I passed out due to heat exhaustion.
Nice.
Not only did I pass out into a bike rack. Not only
I remember hearing about this, yeah.
If that wasn't bad enough, I passed out due to heat exhaustion backwards onto a bike rack on my first official date with my now boyfriend of 2 years.
Nice.
So, if you want to learn how to avoid embarrassing yourself like that, then you should listen to today's podcast.
But I think we'd agree with the first point that I'm going to bring up, because it's more so for travelers, the first point.
Yes, for travelers.
You know what? It is really hot. Don't come.
Yeah.
I mean, come to Japan. Don't come in summer.
I would avoid the months of June all the way through September.
Yeah.
Because June is when it starts and the end of September is sometimes when it ends. We're talking like upwards of 30 at the end of September, sometimes even into October.
Yeah. We'll
So,
roll.
If you're planning on coming to, I know you want to see the beaches in Okinawa. I know. I know there's a lot of beautiful, the sunflower. I know.
Don't do it.
I have seen so many sunburned tourists.
Right.
Every Wednesday when I'm at Kagura, I see the tourists come in, These white people, they be crispy. Which brings me to one of my first points.
White crispy people?
Yes. How to avoid becoming a crispy lobster person. What do I see? What is the trend that all these sunburnt white people have in common? No hats, no sunglasses, no parasols.
Yeah.
Now, you are from Australia. Australia had a very successful campaign to combat skin cancer.
Right.
Slip, slop, slop. Now, what is slip, slop, slop?
Slip on a shirt, slop on the sunscreen, slap on a hat.
Yes.
I actually remember that.
Yes.
There you go. It's successful.
It started in the late 80s, and I remember reading about it, and I was like, that is so clever.
Yep.
So, look, if you are going to be out in the sun, because it is brutal, do not leave the house without a wide-brimmed hat, not a baseball cap.
Yeah.
Not a cap. I'm talking about a hat.
That's another good point to bring up. So, like you're saying, I'm from Australia. It is a hot country in summer. But like I told a lot of my Japanese friends here, they're like, oh, but you're from Australia. No, like Sydney can get hot, but there's no humidity. Not like this.
Yeah.
And that kills you.
Yeah.
Like summer's hit and I become a daytime cockroach. I scurry from shadow to shadow, from air condition to air condition. Luckily, I'm a block away from the office, and it's just run there and just.
We need to make sure that you have a wide brim hat, sunglasses, and a parasol. Now let's talk about parasols. I have some visual aids.
Hey.
So if you're listening to this podcast, you should definitely check out our YouTube channel to check out all these great visual aids that I brought today. And I brought quite a few. I have a lot.
She's got a bag full.
I do have a bag full. I've been preparing for being outside.
For those listening, you can actually hear it, can't you?
It's a lot of crinkling.
And rummaging through the bag.
I'm trying to remember if I've actually put my parasol in here or not. It might actually be in my other bag. Hang on. 1 second. Please hold. Hang on. Ante, entertain the guests.
Anyway, while she's going through that.
Slip, slop, slap. Slop, slap. Slip on a shirt, slop on sunscreen, and slap on a hat. Slip, slop, slap. You can slop skin cancer slap. Slip, slop, slap. Slop, slap. It's so simple. Slip.
All right, I'm back. I'm not
And
going to
we're
have my
back.
headphones on for this bit, and you'll see why in a second. Because hat. This is my summer hat. As you can see, wide brim.
Mm.
Keeps the sun out of my eyes. Also has a lot of holes for ventilation.
Yep.
This is important. Make sure you have a hat. Second thing, sunglasses.
Mhm.
These lenses are quite light, I will say, but they are prescription, which is really nice. There you go. Instantly protected from the sun. Now, this is not enough because look, arms are exposed, neck is exposed.
Mhm.
Also, you got the hot sun beating down on you.
Yep. Yep.
So you need a parasol. This is a very light parasol. It has a little carabiner on the side so you can clip it to your bag.
Mhm.
It is extremely unisex for all of you men who are feeling a little, I don't know about parasols, they seem kind of girly. Extremely unisex, just white with black on the inside. Take this everywhere I go.
Mhm.
You can also use it in the rain. Just feel how light this is though.
Yeah, it's like nothing, man.
It's extremely light. So you can just throw it in your bag. And you know what? Why jump from shade to shade when
Like
you can
Ante does.
bring the shade with you?
What a novel idea.
Portable shade.
Hmm.
So, one of my tips for surviving Japanese summer, if you live here or if you're planning on visiting anyway in the summer, make sure that you have hat, sunglasses, parasol, and sunscreen.
Sunscreen. Yes.
This is a spray type of sunscreen, which I use just to reapply. I use a cream-based sunscreen in my everyday life. This is SPF 50. It's the strongest that I can get.
Mm.
Make sure you are covered in sunscreen because you do not want to end up another lobster tourist.
Or you could get the one from Robocop too. Was it Robocop 1? There's like a 2000 SPF where it's just the big, like neon colored.
They say 20 seconds in the California sunshine is too much these days. Ever since we lost the ozone layer. Just apply a pint to your body and you're good for hours.
I would love
Chill
that.
and-
I would actually
Yeah.
love that.
I'll pop a photo of that one. That's actually
I
pretty
would really
funny.
love
But don't forget to reapply as well, right?
Yes,
Especially if
reapply.
you're at the beach. Yeah.
Especially if you're going to be anywhere near water. If you're sweating, I am, as you can see, I'm extremely white, very pale. I burn to a crisp.
Mhm.
I get red. I get itchy. It doesn't look fun. It isn't fun.
Mm.
I've gotten one severe sunburn in my life, and that was back in the U.S. when I was at the beach.
Yep.
Never again.
Mhm.
So if you are going to be out and about, I would reapply every 2 hours
Yeah.
generally,
Mm.
and make sure that you have. So if you have your parasol, your skin is not as directly exposed.
Mhm.
So you can be a little more lax about reapplying.
Yep.
But if you, for some reason, don't want to purchase and these parasol that I bought, it was like 3,500 yen or
Yeah.
so, which is like $30 and not at all expensive. Plus, you can still use it in the rain as like
Mhm,
a
mhm.
portable like rain umbrella.
Yeah.
So like just make the investment. You can buy them at any like big store. You can buy them at like Tokyo Hands,
Yeah.
places like that. They're on sale everywhere essentially in the summer in Japan. Do yourself a favor, bring the shade with you. Invest in a nice parasol.
It's a small thing.
Very small thing.
See, another very Japanese thing you've got here.
Oh yeah. So I know that the trend recently for portable cooling devices are the electric fans.
Yeah,
You
right?
charge with a USB thing. You have a little handhold handy fan. Now, see, once that dies, though, you can't use it.
Also, I wanted to talk about, actually,
Hang on.
show them that fan first.
This is a fan that my boyfriend got me at Daiso that I bring with me everywhere.
Wind power.
It's very small. It's very light. You hear that?
I can hear it.
That's the wind.
Hey, hey.
Nice and cool.
And probably a lot more powerful than the hand ones.
Yeah, like I understand the novelty of the ones that are electric. I understand some of them have like a cooling plate,
Yeah, yeah.
but then you can only really use it for like an hour.
Yeah, I forget who it was, but I did see there was another YouTuber based in Tokyo. He was actually going through some like the summer accessories and devices. And most of them, he said, are like, they're quite gimmicky.
Yeah. Yeah.
When it comes to the hand fans too, like it's only like a small fan, about what's that, 10 centimeters diameter.
Yeah, on a
if
little
that.
handle.
Most of them are like, just a weak
Yeah.
wind.
Plus,
if
you
that.
have to keep it charged all the time, and you might not necessarily be able to do that.
If you do get one of those, I've only felt like one that was actually had decent power.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do really want to go, make sure you test them out.
Yeah,
'Cause
really.
otherwise, it's just waste. Or
Otherwise,
just
look,
go with the fan,
You
man.
don't have to charge it
No.
whatsoever. But also the thing to be wary about fans
They're
is
not that expensive too.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
they
100
make
yen. 100 yen. You can buy nicer ones. Obviously, this is it's just cloth and like cheap wood, but like it lasts. I've had this for like 2 years now.
and the great gifts.
Yeah, they're really good gifts.
Mm.
But like, just remember that if you are in a place that is extremely hot and you're blowing more hot air onto yourself, it's not actually that cool.
Yeah.
But this is still really useful for when, for example, if you come in from the outside and you're in an air-conditioned place and you... So nice. Yeah.
Nice to be in the air
These
conditioning.
fans, these are extremely, extremely useful.
Definitely.
What else do we got? What other tips do you have?
Oh, not necessarily deodorant, but have you seen those cooling wipes?
You mean...
Oh, okay. No, you have them right there.
You mean these?
Yeah. Yes, I
You
do.
mean these? Biore.
Mm.
Biore is this hiyashito. So hiya means like cold or chilled. And apparently it takes the temperature of your skin and it'll like pop it down 3 degrees. So it feels like
You know what?
-3.
And I don't care who's watching or
degrees
listening.
cooler.
You do feel cooler.
You do.
Yeah.
You do. In
There's
fact,
some good stuff.
so these are the smaller ones that I just showed you. They also
Oh,
have
do you have a towel version? No.
the towel version. These are incredible. They wrap all the way around your neck, as you can see. They wrap all the way around your neck. Okay, so you can use them outdoors. You can use them for barbecues. And this one lasts an hour, so that like it feels like 3 degrees cooler. Lasts an hour. It's 46 centimeters. It's pretty big.
Yeah.
Now you know what I like to do with these.
What?
Okay, first of all, for these sheets, I shove them in the fridge.
Oh,
And I
extra cool.
keep them chilled.
Yeah.
And I also, so for these, I use this for, so August 6th is the anniversary of the Hiroshima bombing. And every year I'm outside for about 3 hours working on that. And nobody was very prepared last year except for me. Because I have obviously fainted due to heat exhaustion. I'm on the game. So
Trauma, people.
I had chilled these overnight in my fridge, and I brought them and I handed them out to all my coworkers.
Yeah.
And I'm doing the same this year.
Made a few friends then.
These are great. The only downside to these kind of like wipes and sheets is they will wipe away any of your sunscreen.
Ah, okay.
So you need to make sure that after you use these, you are reapplying your sunscreen. But these are really nice because I like it. You can use it to like wipe the sweat off, and it's like nice. It leaves you nice and dry.
Yeah.
It's almost like not really like a shower, but kind of like a portable shower kind of situation where you can just keep yourself cool,
They're really,
keep yourself
they're
fresh.
really nice.
They
I
are
was
really
excited
nice.
when I first came across them. This is maybe a few years before I moved here. I was traveling and then was like walked into like a kombini and they had the Fist of the North Star, Hokuto no Ken version. And I was just like, well, this guy lives in the wasteland.
He knows. He knows.
These got to work. So, and they did. Yeah. I was like, I'm getting those.
Yeah, these are really, really great. This one is it's unscented as well. So I like the unscented ones because I don't need to be smelling like peaches or whatever in the summertime. I don't need more bees or flies coming after me. Unscented, not sponsored, but Biore, if you want to sponsor us, please do. I love these things so much. Yeah, these are really great. These are really, really great for the summer. What else? Ooh. Wait, where's my pen?
I think that sound actually can make me sweat. You want it again? Okay. Yeah, that makes me sweat just listening to that.
So anybody who doesn't know what that sound is, what is that sound?
Those are semi or cicadas.
I say cicadas.
I was about to say that. Yeah.
The cicadas. Cicadas are do you have cicadas in Australia? Really?
Yep.
Every year?
Yeah.
See, in the States.
And they sound different.
In the States, we only get cicadas every 10 or so years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not every year.
Oh,
And they make
okay.
the weirdest alien rattling sound
Yeah.
that you've ever heard.
Like they're loud anyway in Australia, but I find they don't have a pattern to their sound. It's just like,
Interesting.
it's like, oh.
Interesting.
The only thing that makes that sound worse is if you're waking up with a hangover, I think. This is like, as,
That's a little cruel. That's a bit cruel.
Sorry, guys. Oh, stop it. Yeah, anyway.
The cicadas every single year. That's the sound of Japanese summer.
It's the sound
honestly.
of summer.
Yeah. So what other tips do you have?
Apart from don't come, right?
Apart from don't
you know what? I do have to reiterate that one, though. If you're traveling, just don't. But
Not in the summer. No.
Food.
Food.
Eat some cool stuff. What comes to mind for you for cool foods?
In the summer,
Yeah.
쏘men, chilled 쏘men.
That's the big one that I was thinking
that's
of.
really the
Yeah.
big
So
one.
got like cold noodles.
They're really thin.
Mm.
It literally takes less than a minute to boil them, honestly.
Yeah.
So that way you don't have to be like slaving over a hot stove,
Mhm,
which is nice. And you chill them in ice water.
Yep.
And then you enjoy them with some ⴚ which is like a little dipping sauce.
Mm.
And my boyfriend really loves 쏘men in the summer, and he has like 8 million variations
Yeah.
about how to eat like 쏘men.
Well, there are. There really is so many
You
different
can
ways.
really sort of eat it in with any kind of dipping sauce flavoring that you like.
Yeah.
He does a lot of stuff with like a soy milk.
Mhm.
So he'll mix the ⴚ the concentrate ⴚ that you can buy at the supermarket, and
Right,
soy
right.
milk.
Mm.
And then he'll add a whole bunch of like toppings and stuff to it.
Yeah.
So it's
yeah.
almost like a chilled soy like ramen situation.
That's cool. Yeah.
He knows all
Get
of
it?
it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Sorry. Thanks. I'll be here all week.
Tip your waitresses.
Yeah.
쏘men for sure. What else? What else do we got?
Oh, that's the main one that comes to mind for
That
me.
is the big one.
Right? Because other than that, because then I'm just going to hop straight into ice creams and
I
that.
was
And
gonna say.
if anyone's been watching before, you know the one that I love. Suikaba.
Say it with us, guys.
Suikaba.
But also like shaved ice, kakigori.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shaved ice. There's a lot of really good shaved ice places in Hiroshima. My favorite is probably yukiboshi, which means snow hat.
Mhm.
And they serve these massive, like, they make their own sauces with like fruits
Yep.
and
Yep.
stuff. So like mango or like plum or like raspberry,
Yeah.
strawberry,
Yeah.
like, and they're pretty big.
Mhm.
And the inside of yukiboshi, inside of the shop, is not super air conditioned. It's actually quite warm
Okay.
because when you eat all of the kakigori afterwards, you're really cold, right?
Right.
So if you were in a freezing cold shop, you would be even more
Oh, yeah.
cold.
Even more. Yeah.
So they
yeah.
like make sure that the temperature inside is just like a little bit warmer. So after you eat it, you're like perfectly comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are the other one I've been having recently is, do you know is it papiko? The two
Oh yeah,
little,
papiko, the coffee
Because,
chocolate flavored ones. I love
again,
those.
another thing I love about like in Japan when it comes to like, snacks and foods, it's like even though we live in a age where everything gets manufactured, they still like to stick to the like seasonal things, right?
Well, you can get
So
papiko year round.
yeah, but the flavors
But the
change
flavors
throughout the
change.
year, right?
Flavors
Which
change,
is like, so
yeah.
we hit summer and I really like the kiwi fruit
Oh yeah,
version,
that
right?
one's really good.
Kiwi fruit and is it peach?
Yeah, there's a peach one.
Really, really good. And the other one that I love too is like, again, all year round you can get it, but the flavors change. Coolish.
Yeah, coolish.
I love the name of that.
I was gonna buy.
Is it cool? Is it cold? It's
It's
coolish. No,
I
it
was
isn't,
gonna
so
I was
it's
gonna
good.
buy some today for us, but I didn't know if you had a freezer.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I do.
Ugh,
Remember that for next time, eh?
next time.
Yep.
Coolish is it's in a little pouch. So like the great thing about coolish is you can just kind of, you just kind of like suck it out of the
would
pouch.
say it's just like,
One hand.
it's like gelato in a pack.
Yeah, it's not
Right?
messy, which is great. You don't
Yeah.
need a spoon. It's not on a stick. It's not
Yeah.
gonna drip. So like if you're outside and you're really hot and
Mhm.
somebody gives you coolish, you're just like,
Yep.
Yeah.
And again, the summer flavors have hit, so we've got like the peach version as well. I've seen melon soda.
yeah, the melon
the
soda
moment,
one.
that
I
one's
saw
a good
that
one. A year or two ago, they did actually a cola one, which was actually really nice.
Nice.
Yeah, because that was like which they don't have here. Like Slurpees, 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just like that. I was like,
Closest thing to a
oh,
Slurpee.
yeah, man. Nah.
There's definitely, I mean, like any ice-based confection is always good. 쏘men, chilled soba, chilled udon, chilled like noodles in general.
Yeah.
Also hiyayakko, which I talked about before, which is chilled tofu
Mm.
with a bunch of toppings. Because like I step outside and like the desire to eat anything is just gone.
Yeah.
It is
No, it's just
so hot.
yeah. Which really brings me to like the next thing about just hydration, right?
This is my thermos.
Yep.
it was full of ice this morning. And this does a really good job. It's actually like a thermos.
Mm.
It does a really good job of keeping things cold. So I was going to bring that up.
Yep.
When you know you're going to be going outside, if you are a resident, bring a thermos. Make sure you stock up on. Now, here's what's important. So going back.
Excuse me while I hydrate.
Oh, I hydrate. Oh, you're drinking. I love green dakara. Could you show the viewers green dakara?
Green dakara is pretty cool.
Green dakara is the best.
Yeah, I like that.
It's one of my favorite sports drinks.
I really like it because,
Not too
well,
sweet.
you know, you got Aquarius and that, but just to share this with the viewers, I don't mind Aquarius and that, but it reminds me of just going out drinking all night. Because I have that
Fair
rule
enough.
that I down those before I go to sleep,
Fair enough.
and they're really good.
Yeah.
But if I drink it during the day, I'm like, hang on,
Like, I'm not hungover.
nah.
I like green dakara because it's really not.
That's one of my faves.
It's not super sweet.
Mm.
But going back to why I ended up passing out due to heat exhaustion.
Mm.
So what brought me to that point? And so just for background information, I grew up on the East Coast of the U.S. Very hot, very humid, very similar to Japan, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I should be used to this.
Mm.
But here's the thing.
What?
Nobody ever really gets used to humidity.
Mm.
You just can't. I don't think there's any way that anybody could be used to it.
Yeah.
You know it's coming.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
about all.
Hmm.
So I was out on my first official date
Yep.
with my now boyfriend of 2 years, right? And I had absolutely no appetite because it was so hot. And we went and we got cake because I really wanted to go to this cake shop. So we got cake. I had iced coffee there. And then we went to Morgan.
Yep.
He got a sandwich. I got, again, iced coffee. After that, we went to an event at...
So you're kind of keeping hydrated.
Well, here's the thing. See, you would think that, right? Coffee doesn't hydrate you.
Oh, that's right. Isn't it a...
It's
what's
a
the word?
diuretic.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So I'm thinking that I'm hydrating myself.
Mm.
When in reality, I am not.
Yeah.
So after that, we went to an event at a little standing bar where I had one alcoholic drink.
Yep.
And a little bit of like hiyayakko, so the chilled tofu.
Yep.
So again, alcoholic drink.
Yeah, isn't going to help you.
Not hydrating. And then afterwards, we went to a DJ event at a small little like DJ bar.
Yeah.
Where again, alcohol.
Yeah.
So I had spent the entire day biking around all over creation without actually being hydrated.
Yeah.
So by the time the night ended and he was talking to me and we're standing outside of my house and all of a sudden it's like you feel like you're falling backwards in a tunnel. You get
What,
this
like slow-mo?
like you just feel like you're like, I can't really hear what they're saying. Oh, all of a sudden there's a ringing in my ear. And the next thing I knew, I was being helped off the ground and I had no idea what happened.
Mm.
I thought I was sleeping. Like I heard a crash in my dream when that was me crashing into the bike rack. And someone was pulling me up by my arm and I was like, what are you doing? I thought I'd woken up.
Yeah.
And he's like, you just like fell over. And I was like, wait, I'm not in my bed. Wait, I'm like on top of like 4 bicycles and scratched up my back really badly.
Yep.
And after that, I spent the whole night nursing like sports drinks essentially and just being like terrified. 'Cause it was really scary. So coffee, black tea, alcoholic drinks, those are not going to hydrate you. What you do need to drink is, first of all, water, obviously. Barley tea, because that has minerals in it, help replenish.
That's usually what we drink at home in
Right?
general. Yeah.
Barley tea, mugicha. Sports drinks. But the thing about sports drinks is a lot of them have a ton of sugar in them. So I wouldn't say stick
why I like the
exclusively to
dakara
them.
as well, because it's that little bit more.
It's less sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you need to make sure you're replenishing both your salt and your sodium and like your water.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just remember that if you know you're going to be outside in the sun, so what you need to make sure you bring with you is either like have like a thermos full of like water or barley tea or something like that. Or if you don't have a thermos with you, you're traveling. If you go to the convenience stores, they sell these frozen. Have you seen the frozen bottles of like water and tea and like lemon
They've
drinks
just
and stuff?
Yeah, right.
Literally frozen. Now, I really like those for 2 reasons.
Yeah.
One, you can literally just put it on like the side of your neck or like the back of your neck to like cool down your whole body. Or you can put it like, in your armpit or like whatever. And it's super cold. Also, it's going to melt super quickly because it's hot.
Yep.
So you can just drink it's super, it stays really cold, which is nice. So buy a frozen one and buy one you can drink right away, and just walk around with those. If you don't have a thermos, if you have a thermos, what I like to do is I buy a frozen one, and once it's semi-melted, I just pour it into the thermos, because usually I'll be drinking from that as well.
Have you noticed with the frozen flavored ones though, like if it's a more like not a water, it kind of separates?
It's really concentrated that first sip. I love that. I
and
love
then at
that.
the end it's just like, oh, I'm just going to drink the rest of it. It's all, and it's like,
It's like water.
oh,
Essentially,
hang on.
essentially, it's like water at the end.
Yeah.
But these frozen drinks, as they double, is like a way to keep you
They
cool.
are good, yeah.
So that's a really important thing to remember, is if you're going to be outside walking about or waiting for a bus or like whatever you're doing, you can't wait until you're thirsty.
Yeah, yep.
So drink a little bit throughout the day. Make sure you're hydrated.
My little tip for that, because if I know I'm like going to be out walking around all day, and like if I've got, a backpack or that, so I'll buy probably like one of those frozen ones, and then like have another 2 drinks with me. And it's all like, it's keeping all the
It keeps
drinks
it cold. Yeah,
and
it's
really
basically like another way of like, keeping it cold. So
keeping it like refrigerated.
yeah, those frozen drinks they're amazing. They're really amazing.
Yeah, I don't think you can really like stress how much like just hydrating in a humid environment. You don't know how much fluid you lose.
Oh yeah, it's brutal.
And I find that almost like I forget, like a year goes past, summer's like I forget how hot it gets.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's getting hotter every year, but you see,
not fun.
That's why you can't. That's why I say you don't get used to it,
Yeah, exactly.
because you're like, it's coming, but you've had the winter to kind of be like, summer.
Yeah.
Eh.
Nah.
And then it comes around and you're like, oh, this is why I don't like summer.
Yeah, exactly. But I was like borderline heat stroke last year. Borderline. So I had a job for, it was like a tourism.
This was on a job thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was on a job thing. But it was for a cycle tour, and they were filming. But I will say the people were really good. Like they had, they had drinks for us. The other little accessory I'll talk about later, the neck coolers. And they had, people holding umbrellas for us in between shots, which was really, really good.
The
But we
PARASOL.
were cycling for like, it was supposed to be a 6-hour day. Luckily we did well, went to 4 hours.
God,
But by
even
the
4
time I got
hours.
home, I was a bit like, something's not right on the way home. And I was just like,
Could
home.
you walk me through what wasn't right? What didn't feel right?
Started to feel like just the lightheadedness, a little bit nauseous as well, right? So
Classic,
I think
classic,
I was
classic.
just lucky that I was already on the way home. Shopping center, got a whole bunch of like cold drinks and that,
Yeah.
and then just blew the aircon on and just
It takes a
it's
while
borderline,
to
but
get back.
yeah.
To get back to normal. It took me the entire night and most of the next day to get back to normal after passing out. And it was, you get some of the signs of like heat stroke and like sun poisoning is the lightheadedness, like nausea.
Yep.
Um,
I copped that like full proper heat stroke when I was in Vanuatu once, because it's spent most of the day was like kayaking, and it's like open top, so
yeah.
legs, everything just got burnt.
Ugh.
That night I was just
Ow.
like, throwing up.
No.
And even then when I got back to Sydney, that sunburn was so bad, like blistered, to the point where it was like, then when it peeled, it was like sheets.
Yeah, you can pull sheets of skin off. That was my sunburn.
And I got nice hairy legs too, so I'm just like, pull the sheets off, and it's like, oh, look, there's little perforation holes where my leg hair is.
It's too much.
Ew.
I got a really bad sunburn on my back when I was younger.
Yeah.
Just being in the ocean and the reflection of the sun off the ocean, wasn't paying attention. And I like having any kind of like t-shirt or cloth on your back is just excruciating. And it was just like, so, you get that like aloe lotion and I couldn't sleep on my back. I couldn't do anything. Like it was the worst. It was so bad. And that was again, like peeling, blistering. And I was
not
like,
fun.
never again.
Nah.
Never, ever again.
I mean, I just think about heat and I'd probably get sunburn. Like I burn very easily.
I mean, look at
so,
us. Yeah.
Not like, I've got a friend that lives nearby, Norbu, Revolution.
Yeah. Who's like,
Summer hits, he's always at the beach and that. Do you know how dark he is now?
he's like
It's
a
like,
deep mocha brown.
yeah. Yeah. I
Like
saw
a
them the other day and I just went,
burnt
Dude.
caramel.
yeah, nah. I'm
Yeah.
just jealous and
I'm really
people
jealous.
can do that.
I don't tan, I just burn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad.
But the thing I was talking about, the neck cooler
The
things, have you
little,
seen
like,
they're
those, like,
shaped like a ring. I don't have one
yeah,
here.
it's like a U shape. Yeah.
Just, sits on your neck. So what, you just keep it in the freezer
keep
in
it in
the
the freezer.
fridge.
Which those are really good.
Yeah.
The downside, of course, is when they start to melt.
Yeah.
Now I have a similar thing I'd like to recommend.
Mhm.
Let me go into my bag.
Yes, that is the thing. Yeah. How long does it last? Right.
So
Yeah.
we're looking for longevity. Now, I spend an hour outside every week doing stuff for Kagura. Okay. Now, what my trick is, and this is something I do when I'm outside for the peace memorial ceremony as well. This is a Tenugui, which is a long, thin towel.
Yep.
It's quite thin.
Mhm.
Yay. It's got a cute bear on it. What I do is I take those small ice packs that you get at like cake shops or whatever.
Yeah.
And I can't throw those away. So I keep them in my freezer. And what I do
we've got a freezer full of those as well.
is I take 3 ice packs, put it in the middle. I wrap it in my tenugui, like so. Ooh, sorry about that. And then I wrap it around my neck. So you have ice pack on both sides and on the back. Now, on a really hot day like today, when it's about 35, so you can just tenugui. It'll last about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then because those ice packs are so small, so if you're going to be camping or barbecuing, this is really great because you're going to have a cooler with you. Bring a bunch of those ice packs and just swap them out when they start to lose their cool.
Yeah, because they're really small. You can have a whole bunch of them ready to go.
So like, because those ring things are really great, but once it's done, like it's done.
That's it.
Right?
Yep.
So if you have a way to replenish, and also you can freeze this tenugui as well. So extra cold.
Yep.
I never really had a use for these tenugui towels until I started doing all this stuff outside. It's so great. It's really lightweight. Also, it'll keep the sun off the back of your neck.
That's true.
2
Yeah.
in 1. So this is a tip for if you're going to be doing outdoorsy things that you don't have to be dressed like formally for, then wrap this around your neck with those little ice packs. It makes a huge difference.
Yep.
Like my friend Tako-chan, who I do a lot of the Kagura stuff with, I suggested this to her and she was like, this is completely, like, she's like, it's so much better.
Yeah.
And so this is what I've been trying to, like, this is my gospel of summer. I try to preach this to everybody. Make sure you get your tenugui, because I'm sure you have one that you've been gifted or that you've just gotten as a freebie. This came with a freebie with Ayataka tea. So it's just, you buy like 2 bottles of tea and you get this free, whatever.
Yep.
So I know that if you live in Japan and you don't have a freezer full of those little ice packs, there is something wrong with you. So I know you've got them in the bottom of your freezer laying around. Use them. They're really great. It really helps. It keeps your neck cool. You can also like put it on top of your head to like, keep your head cool. Like wherever you want to put it, you can wrap it around your wrist. You want to make sure you're getting those big blood vessels.
Yep.
Like the arteries. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Yeah.
Big words.
Big words. So yeah.
Or you could go totally unrealistic, which is, I have no idea. Well, it's hot. That's probably why I thought about it today. If you have more money than you know, I'm going to be totally realistic. Have you seen what race car drivers, like professional race car drivers, have under, like, you've obviously got the fire suit?
No.
It almost looks like another suit that has pipes running through. It's like a radiator for the body.
Cool.
So it just like has fluid running through the whole. If you could get one of those, that'd be great. Probably unrealistic.
I want one of those.
Yeah.
Or you can get those
If
jackets.
I'll pop a picture up of those.
You get those jackets with the fans in them. We got to pop a picture of those in
That's
there
a very
too.
Japanese thing too,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
workmen or just like security guards that are outside.
They have these. They look like puffer jackets, but they're actually just these like vests.
Yeah.
Or that have these like 2 fans in the back that are blowing cool air.
Which the first time I saw, it's like, why are you wearing a jacket? And then, why is this jacket so puffed up? Yeah, there's 2 little fans at the back
they're in
that
the
are just
back.
keeping it just nice and fresh. And
Nice and
I
ventilated.
haven't tried one of those
Me
yet, but
neither.
I'm tempted.
I'm very curious.
Yeah.
I'm very curious.
Because they do have like the jacket. Well, they do have a vest version as well, I think.
And then they have like the whole jacket with the sleeves.
Yeah. And then they have the opposite thing in winter where you can have like the heated pack version. But I'm going to have to try one of those, man.
Speaking of heater packs, though, Another really great way to keep cool, especially so when you're trying to get to sleep.
Mm.
You know those gel like strips? Like if you have a fever,
Yeah,
those cooling gel
Mm.
strips that like
They
stick to
just
your
stick
forehead.
to, yeah.
You can put that on the back of your neck,
Mhm.
put that on your forehead. It's just a nice way to like keep cool
Yep.
down. And they sell those at drugstores all year round.
Mhm.
Those are a really, really good way to stay
Yeah.
cool as well.
That and racing car driver suits.
That's so cool.
Yeah, what else have I got down here? All right, for people who are really healthy,
Mhm.
exercise, right? Exercise times. People that go like,
for people who jog
Right.
and run and stuff.
all right, me personally, I don't look like the fittest person, but I do exercise every now and then. But I've just got like a rowing machine at home. It's an aircon. That's fine. But
Yeah.
if you're a person that has to go for a run, pick your times. It's even hot in the night, right?
Yeah,
But
here's the thing. Like, it's getting more difficult to say pick your times because
Yeah,
the only
yeah.
time available is like, let's say, I don't know, 3, 4 in the morning.
right.
And even then, it's still like
Still
28,
gonna be hot.
29.
Yeah. So, you know what? Like, I'd say don't do it, but I'm sure there are people that would still do it anyway. But if you do, if you can, you're better off just going to a gym.
Go to a gym. Please
Or,
go to a
you know,
gym.
if you got equipment at home and you can be in the aircon.
Go to a gym. I see so many people jogging in the morning.
Yeah.
I saw this one guy today in like a black like hoodie, like sweatshirt hoodie, and like
Oh, okay.
long pants, like sweatpants. And I'm like, do you have a death wish? Like, okay, first of all, black retains heat.
Yeah.
And you're wearing like sweatshirt material.
Right.
And it's like 34 at 10 in the
It
morning.
just really wants to
What-
sweat it out.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
So I see people like that, and it's like, so my coworker has come across not one but two elderly people in some kind of stage of heat stroke on his way home, to the point where he had to call an ambulance. You can't like underestimate this heat. You might think like, oh well, last summer I was fine.
No, it's...
This is like the kind of heat that only comes around once every 10 years.
And you hear about it, how many people are going to hospitals, heat stroke and that. I think it was a year or two, like, I don't want to kill the mood here, but this is like a really heartbreaking story of a kindergarten bus.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
And apparently it wasn't the regular driver, it was one of the other teachers. You know, they pick some of the kids up, drive them to school. One kid, I think, 4 or 5 years old, was left on the bus, parked, closed, and passed away.
Yeah.
Because it's just that hot.
And this is a story that you kind of hear quite often.
Yeah.
To the point where they like have to teach children, because if you're trying to honk a car horn, it takes kind of a lot of force, right?
Right.
So for a small child, it's kind of difficult.
Yeah.
So they were trying to like teach small children how they can get people's
If they're in that
attention if they're in that situation.
Yeah.
And like, it is absolutely killer. It's killer. Now, if you, for example, if you are a visitor and you are out and about and you need to find aircon fast, what are some great places we could recommend that they go?
Shopping centers. If you're in the city, I'm sure you'll find some type of like
Convenience
shopping area.
stores.
Convenience stores. Oh, Japan, convenience stores.
Everywhere. So that's a really great place where you can stay in the air conditioning for a little bit. Also, City Hall in Hiroshima is a cooling shelter designated.
Okay. Yep.
So if you go into the citizens lobby, there's like chairs and a TV, and they've got the aircon on. You have a little konbini next door to it. You can grab a drink.
Auntie's office. I'm open. Come
Auntie's
in.
office. There's also a lot of like generally facilities run by the city.
Yeah.
So libraries, even the Hiroshima Prefectural Citizens Culture Center.
Yeah.
It's open to the public. So if you are really feeling like I really need to find somewhere to be in the air conditioning, and maybe you don't have money to spend, or you're, whatever your situation is, these are places you can go for free just to enjoy the air conditioning.
Well,
and
yeah,
to
and
sort of
you're
cool off.
traveling around, you're just walking around, like, be careful.
Be really careful. Like, watch the people you're with. Be wary. Not be wary, but be like aware of your like physical, like everything. Just make sure that you are aware that this is a situation that is not, it's abnormal and is dangerous.
Yeah.
And by going outside, you have to accept that there are certain risks, so you need
It
to be
is
prepared.
so easy to overlook it, right?
Oh yeah, if you're having a good time,
Yeah.
you're having a good time like me, you know, having coffee, having drinks, and then next thing you
Hey.
know, you've fallen into a bike rack and scratched up your whole back.
Mhm.
So don't risk it. Be prepared. And yeah, you'll be fine if you're prepared.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I don't know. Like, I think that's all I've got, really. But does that cover have you got anything else?
Well, let's see. What else do I have?
Do you have more things in the bag?
My bag of tricks.
This endless bag of yours.
Oh no, this is actually just my wallet, I think.
Well, it's good.
Just my wallet. So yeah. I think the last point that I really want to hammer home is the importance of staying hydrated. There you can also buy these candies that are like salt candies to help replenish salt that's lost. There's a whole slew of like goods and products in Japan for surviving the summer. But the most important thing is being educated about it.
Yep.
Knowing the warning signs, knowing what your limit is.
If you're a tourist, just don't come. I'll say it again.
Honestly, you could previously be like, just go to Hokkaido. It's cooler, but it's not even cool in Hokkaido anymore.
Yeah.
So look, if you really love Japan and you really want to experience Japanese summer, I will not stop you, but I will say,
get some help.
It's not
wrong
the
with you?
time. It's not the time to be here. Honestly, it's hotter than like places in India.
Like, I know there's been like even recently, there's so many tourists coming to Japan, and I'm still surprised. Why in summer? Like they're still
Summer's
coming.
not.
It's like, no,
It's not the move.
don't do it.
Honestly, you'd be better off coming in winter. To be
No,
100% honest.
totally
Nabe, kotatsu, nice and cozy.
cozy, right?
Yeah. Summertime though, it's gotten quite out of hand.
If you've got no choice and you like us and you live here, well, suck it up, sweat it out.
But not too much.
Yeah. And hydrate.
I think that one of the important things to mention is using the air conditioner and using fans and circulators as well, especially if you live here. I know that electricity prices have gone way up, energy prices have gone up, right? So one trick that I learned last year is
yes, please. Yeah.
depending on the model of your air conditioner. So you're going to have to look in your owner's manual. You're going to have to dust off that owner's manual and look. But it is cheaper to use the dehumidifier mode, the dorai mode, on your aircon than using the actual aircon.
It's quite a difference, yeah.
Now, what this dorai mode does, it's a dehumidifier, but it also sort of circulates. It kind of oscillates between like really cold air and then like really like weaker blasts of cold air, as opposed to just trying to get the room to one temperature.
Yeah.
Right? So I usually set my aircon at like 27. If I just get home and it's like super hot and I don't have it on a timer, and then I'll switch it to dry. And it really makes a huge difference. Also, if you're going to be out of your house, so you've got your aircon on, you're like, oh, I have to go to the store. If you're only going to be gone for like an hour, it's cheaper to leave it running.
Yeah, just leave it running. We do that a lot.
It's cheaper to leave it running.
Yep.
Also, if you buy newer appliances, so I just bought a new like fan for my house, like a standing fan.
Yep.
And it uses way less energy than my old fan did. 'Cause my old fan was really old.
Yeah.
Also, my aircon broke 3 years ago, and so my landlord replaced it with a newer one, which is a bit more energy efficient because my old one was like over 10 years old.
Yep.
So if you buy newer appliances after your older ones, it uses up less energy. They're more energy efficient.
That's true.
So this is another really good way to like save a little bit of money, but like don't like literally be like, well, it's too expensive, I'm not gonna use my aircon. Don't do that. Use the aircon. Well, this is the advice that you see on TV, right?
Yeah.
Like for the old people who are like, it's fine. Back in my day,
We didn't have aircon.
we just opened the windows. And I'm like, no, it's way hotter now. So don't try to like sweat it out. Just turn your aircon on. Honestly, like it's gonna be fine.
And with that dry mode, you can save a bit of money.
You can save a bit
and
of money.
spend it all on suika bar.
A whole freezer full of them.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be great.
That would be really nice.
Actually, that'd be dangerous.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that.
Yeah.
They wouldn't last long.
No. But yeah, keep cool.
Stay cool this summer, guys. If you do live in Japan, just we're gonna get through it. I mean, fall has to be coming. Winter has to be coming, right?
Winter is coming.
I hope winter is coming.
I hope so.
Yeah. Stay cool out there. Remember, slip, slap, slop. Be sure to get your hat. Be sure to get your sunglasses. Get your parasol. Get your sunscreen. Have a good time this summer. Stay safe. And if you like hearing us talk about how to survive Japanese summer and all other things Japan, what you can do is you can like, comment, subscribe. You can also send us an email at thewaitingroomjpn@gmail.com.
Yep, or follow us on at the Waiting Room JPN on Instagram.
And we will see you next time at the waiting room.
Take it easy, guys.
Goodbye. See if I can get this in there.
Nice.